All right, well, let's see if she'll fire. One more time.
La ciencia. Drop the clutch and hit the gas, I never finish last. Your girl is all up on me, homie, I'ma smash. If it ain't about the cash, you better cut the check. Drop the clutch and hit the gas, I never finish last. Your girl is all up on me, homie, I'ma smash.
Welcome back to 5150 Adventures, where today, I met up with a guy that had some head studs. He's like, here's some head studs, they'll work for you. My P1s hadn't came in, so we're gonna try these for the first race. For right now, I gotta send back the first P1s I ordered because they were a 1/2 inch instead of factory size. So it's gonna save me some money and everything like that in the long run. But I've got the first side cleaned up and the studs put in. This style of stud has on both the longs and the shorts has that little dimple on the end. Tighten them down all the way and then go through. Then the longs are the same way. So me and Steven are over here. He's cleaning the passenger side up really quick, scraping all the big chunks off so that we can clean the gasket surface. And then our plan is by end of day tomorrow to have the engine built, hooked to the transmission, everything in here, and starting to work on the electrical. Alrighty, so I've had some people around, couldn't really video because they had asked me not to, not a big deal, but I had to get stuff done at the same time. So what we did was, I've gotten all the Brian Tooley valve springs in, got the exotic head studs in until my P1s come in, and now I'm starting to torque these. Now, I'm kind of on crunch time. If my P1s don't come in by the time that my first race is, then whatever. But if they do come in, then I can always pull these ones out, put those ones in. But until then, I got these just for insurance because there's a guy locally that had them.
If you ain't got loyalty, nah, you ain't got nothing. No, you ain't no friend of me, nah.
Alrighty, so sequence was 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These went first round 25, then 50, then 70 for your final, and these were just 30. So I got one head completely done, ready for valve train. We also got all the studs on the ends that were all jacked up, fixed. Nothing stuck in there. So now, next thing is pull the driver's side head off, tear it all the way down, put it all back together. So, alrighty, and today we are back, but unlike yesterday when I said we were gonna start by putting the engine in, falsehood. What we're going to do is we're gonna get the carbon fiber piece cut for right there, block that off. We're gonna start getting everything that needs wired inside and off ignition switch and everything wired, so that this afternoon, and we're hoping right around I'd say 1 o'clock ish. We could be bolting the engine and transmission together and dropping it into where it needs to go. With that being said, we have a lot of electrical to do. So what I'm going to start with is I have all my distribution blocks out. I have my fuse panel in. I don't have any fuses in it, but I'm going to make this probably about this big, I'm guessing. I'm going to measure that out so as I know where it's going to fit inside of my truck here. But what I'm going to start doing is like getting positive over here so that it can come out to like the fuel, and then positive out so they can go to fan 1, fan 2, so on and so forth. So right here is about what I was talking about. I'm going to just jump over from here to here. Now these will be like my fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2, fan 1, fan 2, and then probably my trans brake and my bump box. Alrighty, so Steven is working on the block off plate for where the heater core used to be and putting our electrical pass-throughs to that. I've been working on my electrical panel. So what I've got here so far is my fuse box, positive down here, negatives up here. These are all negative terminals that will go through that. I got fuel pump 1 and 2, and then I have my engine fan 1 and 2. Then it'll go fuel pump 1 and 2, and then engine fan 1 and 2. And then I have my solid state relay for nitrous. And then I will end up getting another solid state relay that'll go up here. And that will be for the trans brake and bump box and all that stuff. I actually may end up making a second panel for that. So all this is going to be positive out to all of this stuff here. And then these ones here will go from between the ECM stuff for signal wires. And then these are going to be extra that I may need for something like, I don't know, interior lights and stuff like that. So that's what I got thus far on this. Now if you come over here to what Steven's doing, he's putting our electrical pass-throughs onto this piece of carbon. And then once that's done, we will rivet and or bolt it. I haven't decided 100%. Bolt it up here out of the way. So, all right, so the front part we haven't screwed in yet, but the bottom part is permanently in. And I use these standoffs I got on Amazon to be able to stand it out a little bit so that I can be able to reach in behind here to take these bolts out if need be. The other thing I did is right up in there, you'll see that LED light. I put that in there so that if we're at the track and it's nighttime and stuff and we need to work on it, we got some sort of light under there. All I'll have to do is put a switch somewhere, and all we'll have to do is flip that and see what's going on. See? Bing bong, bing bong. So, yeah. So we're going to take the arm switch for my nitrous out of here and put it somewhere else, because I'm going to need it closer to the cockpit area over here. So this will probably be where my light switch is for this one. And I have one more light somewhere around in here that I'll put up here and wire that to the same thing, or right up here somewhere to shine back and down. Alrighty, so I've been slowly chipping away at this, and what I've got is all my grounds for my relays are located. All my pass-throughs, all my power essentially is all gone through the relays. The only thing I have to hook up is my signal and my feed that feeds like the fuel pumps and the fans. I will do that once I get closer. All right, well, being yesterday was Easter, I didn't come down and work on the truck like I wanted to. So today I am going to start working a little bit more on the electrical. Steven and my brother are coming in. I'm not sure who's going to help or who's not, whatever. I don't know what their plans are, but input output wires will go back inside so that I don't have to worry about that. So that's about how that's going to go. So now Steven is taking my slicks off and putting my street tires on because they went flat, you know, as things do in the wintertime. So that we'll be able to roll it frontwards and backwards as we need to put the motor in.
If you ain't got loyalty, nah, you ain't got nothing. No, you ain't no friend to me, nah, end of discussion. I don't need any loyalty.
Alrighty, I did a little time lapse until I couldn't anymore because the camera fell. But it is in. We're going to start getting everything hooked up. Get motor mounts hooked up, get the transmission mount hooked up, get the alternator hooked up, and then start working on all wiring from there. With that being said, we're also going to put the exhaust manifolds on so that we can start planning whereabouts we're going to put the turbos. This is very important part of this whole situation because where things go at this point, it really plays into how we're going to be able to work on it at the track, at the house, at the yard, at James's, wherever we may be. So now we're going to go step by step and start planning everything accordingly. Me and my brother are going to go through the wiring harness so I can show him a little bit of how things go because everything is labeled. That is the one awesome thing about the Holley system is everything is labeled of where it goes. Like this one's the cam sensor, this one's the knock sensor, that one, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna do that with him really quick while I get my IOs fished back into the cab so that I can start working on the electrical in there. I would have my brother do the electrical, but everything is gray to him. This is what, dark gray, really dark gray, and somewhat gray. But yeah, he is colorblind, so it's easier for him just to do the easier connections. It's not that I'm being mean to my brother. It's just fact of the matter. He got the bad gene on that part. Or good gene, because at least everything looks the same to you, essentially. So, all right, well, I'll get started with my brother on this, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so what I've gotten here is this is my fuel pump supply, or trigger wire, and then this is my fuel pump 1 and 2. Right now I have my fuel pump relays wired to where they'll both come on at the same time. With this bigger cam and us going turboed, I'd rather be safe and have both pumps turn on at the same time and have to cycle if we need to be right now. We are just trying to get it fired up for the first time today with the new cam, so I'm not real worried that I'm putting too much fuel to it. I'd rather have more than not enough, and I can regulate that off of my pressure regulator as well. So I've got that running out through the firewall, and Steve is underneath here right now running it in the frame rail and back to my twin pump kit. Alrighty, so we've got both exhaust manifolds on. Intake manifold is bolted on. Everything is hooked up. I got the injector lines kind of just temporarily hooked up right now so that we can fire it up and make sure she's building oil pressure and everything like that. I'll get the spark plugs out here in just a minute, or the spark plug wires out here in just a minute, and we'll hook them up. But we are slowly coming to. All right, we got 2 grounds to do. Both of them are on the back of the head, and then we have another ground that I'm going to get taken care of right now, which is this one that goes to the block. That way we know we have good grounding there. We got the fuel pumps hooked up, and these things are loud now with both of them. should give us all the flow. We should be able to do as much as we want at this with the newer injectors, and be able to hold it a little bit. So let us hook these last couple grounds up. We're not going to put the radiator in quite yet, but we're going to get it to where it fires up so we can hear it, make sure it builds oil pressure and everything like that. I've got my positive wire coming down and around to here. I've got my negative wire looped around into here. Don't mind all these excess wires. It's all junk stuff that I don't need at the moment. But that's how my panel looks. I'll have all this stuff cleaned up a lot better down at the bottom and zip tied up and looking really good here in just a little bit. All right, so we got all the wiring done up that we need done up for right now. We haven't taken the wiring out that we need to take out, but she is in. We got everything pretty well ready. I got the injector harness kind of just sat in there for right now. She holds fuel pressure really good. So let's fire it up, Steve. One more time. And there you have it. Fired right up. The first time it didn't want to. We didn't have it on video because there's only two of us. We were trying our best to manage a bunch of different things at one time. One thing that did happen is we did have a vacuum leak. It tried running to the moon. We shut it off real fast. Found an intake manifold gasket leak. We got that repaired, and here we are now. It is running. So I think the stage 3 Brian 2-lead cam is going to do us pretty good. Now the thing to do next, build a turbo kit and get the radiator installed. I think we're going to be doing some pretty noisy things this year, guys. On that note, as I start doing more of the wiring for like the engine fans and everything, I will update everything, but I think that's going to do us good for right now, or at a good stopping point. So we will see you guys later. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.